All right, guys. So here I just loaded up this 2003 Honda Civic EX. After scrolling on Marketplace for a couple days, I landed on this pretty good gem of a car. It's got 108,000 miles on the motor and 260,000 miles on the body. But if you guys know Honda Civics, 260,000 miles and this thing barely has any rust on it, you've got to pounce on it. I thought it was too good to be true, so I started messaging him and I arranged to actually meet him today, actually. So you're gonna get a clip of me driving down, and then the clip of me actually with the car here at home in the garage, explaining how much I ended up getting the car for, and from my knowledge, what I'm going to need, the checklist of what we have to do for this car, and you can see negotiating. He said he could do 900. I tried to get him to 800. He was firm at 900. But as you'll see later in the video, um, I'll tell you guys how much I ended up purchasing the car for in person with a couple extra surprises that I didn't realize once I got them back to the shop. All right, what's up, guys? So, as you can see, it's a little bumpy. I'm driving the truck, headed to get the 2003 Honda Civic that I was showing you guys in the clips of me scrolling through Facebook on showing what I'm looking at and what I'm possibly getting into. So I have good hopes for it. We're gonna see what it looks like in person. I'm gonna check it out really well, make sure everything looks good. It is nighttime, but I will get back to you guys as soon as I have a good idea of what I'm looking at. And if I end up purchasing it, you will see the next clip of the car and the walk around. All right, so as you can see, I'm in the shop now. It was a pretty eventful hauling on the tow dolly to get this thing here, but we got it here. That's all that matters. So it's in the shop now, so I'm gonna show you what this beast entails, the whole process of me getting it, and how much I ended up getting it for, and figuring how much we can probably sell it. So this is the beast. This is a 2003 Honda Civic EX with the 1.7 4-cylinder. It's extremely clean. Doesn't have any paint fading. It needs a nice, good cleaning. Front bumper's intact. It's got this little spot of rust. Starting one there and there. Nothing on these front fenders. The door is just starting here. And then right here. That is all that we have for damage on this thing. The interior is pretty much immaculate. Just needs a nice shop backing. And this is the crown jewel right here under the hood. $100,000 motor. And I just bought a battery today, fired right up, and I was able to reverse it into the garage. So with this Civic, I was able to purchase this thing, and you'll see with my Facebook Messenger on what we agreed upon. I ended up getting it for a slightly cheaper than what we agreed upon at $800. This thing runs, and it technically does drive because I was able to reverse it. It needs a air intake, MAF sensor hookup, the battery tray box, and it needs a bracket for the shifting linkage underneath. But other than that, these little rust spots that are on the car like this, and that rear fender that has bubbling, I'm not even going to mess with this because the shell is so clean for 260,000 miles that I'm just going to get this thing running, make sure it runs good, fix any check engine lights that it may have, and sell this thing for probably $3,500, which is a great turnaround. You just have to be willing to put in a little bit of elbow grease when it comes to these cars, and you'll get a good flip. All right, so I've gone through the car in the last hour. I I have it jacked up in the back with my mat underneath it. I had the light under there, trying to figure out everything we needed. I've got a little clip for the trunk, but I've created a checklist for this car. Once this list is done, I will be able to list it, show you guys how I list it, and then hopefully in a couple days be able to sell this thing. I don't like to sit on flip cars for more than a week to 2 weeks, but sometimes things happen. So here's the list. It's quite a big list. So as we can see, it's for our 03 Civic right behind us. It's the EM3. I need a new shifter linkage. The guy jerry-rigged it to somehow get it in reverse. It's whatever. I need the bottom transmission mount for the linkage. It's missing. I need the actual shifter linkage mounting bracket that helps for it when you pull the shifter down. It doesn't just move the entire cable. It holds the cable in place and pulls the actual internal cable to actuate the transmission. I need an air intake. MAF sensor. The guy did some wiring for this new motor. No idea where the wiring is for the MAF sensor. Hopefully, when I go to the pull apart and get some videos of me pulling stuff, I can find one. Hopefully, I can find an air box and just kind of go back to OEM. I don't want to put an aftermarket one on it. I got to weld the trunk. I have the little clip I'll show you guys. And then I need 4 new tires. The passenger side is showing threads, and this front one is leaking air. I can literally hear it right now. All right, so we found our first issue with the $800 Civic. You know, you can't, when you do a car flip, you can't expect it to be perfection. It was my mistake. I never opened up the trunk, and I should have. This hole wasn't here. You can see I've been messing with it and pulling some junk out of it. But I noticed that it seemed pretty crusty. I pushed on it and I was able to push through it. So I guess this video is going to be showing you guys how to re-weld this little section. Fortunately, this isn't a big structural area. It's just where the spare tire goes. So I'm just going to show you guys how to do a quick repair, do some seam sealer on it, paint it black, and it's good to go.
So I had to do a voiceover here because the audio didn't come out very well. I'm just explaining what I'm going through and doing. There's a lot of um, old, like crusty stuff on the trunk. So I go through, I start pulling that all apart. It looks like sound deadening stuff because that's where that spare tire sat. So anyway, I'm just kind of explaining, going through. You want to tear off all this stuff, get all the loose stuff out of the way. And you really want to make sure that you're cleaning it thoroughly. That way, you know, you got a good visual eye on what you want to cut out and what you're trying to get welded in place. So I'm just going to speed up. I'm welding in this little piece of metal I had in the shop. I am by no means a professional welder. I have 3 different welders in the shop, but I'm definitely not a professional. I'm sure there's other ways of doing this, but just doing a bunch of tack welds going around it. I don't end up doing all of them because I got side distracted with other projects, but this is how I would do the patch in the trunk. So stay tuned for part 2 because this video is too long.
All right, guys. So, as you can see outside, there's a ton of snow, but I am at the junkyard. They've only had probably 3 or 4 Civics here. I needed a new shifting linkage because mine was broke. And the bracket that holds it to the transmission. And then I found a hood prop as well. So really that's it for the Civic that I need, and the air box. I didn't find any air boxes, unfortunately, so I'm probably just gonna have to order one. But they're like $40 on Amazon for an aftermarket. Anyway, the last thing that I'll need is an exhaust, and I couldn't find one here that's not been chopped up. Sorry I didn't get any footage. We literally just got 6 inches of snow last night, so couldn't really film it without getting snow everywhere all over my phone while I was crawling underneath the cars. But I just kind of wanted to show you the process. I'll make a clip once I pay for this stuff to show you guys how cheap it is, just to get a couple random parts that took me probably 20 minutes to get. So I'll be back with you guys shortly. All right, so I just got done checking out. This is my local pull apart prices. I was hoping it was gonna be a little cheaper. I ended up spending $55.80 on the total amount. But I needed 2 brackets for the shifting cable and the battery box tray. And then nuts and bolts, they charge 75 cents a piece. All right, what's going on YouTube? So I'm back at the shop now with the 03 Civic. I've got all my parts with me and I'm starting to work on everything. I just got the center console pulled out of the Civic. All right, so I am at the front of the car. So what you're gonna do is literally go straight back. Don't mind, mine's a little different. You'll have an exhaust in the way. I bought this as the flip car. So this is getting replaced, so it's cut off. But if you go straight back, you see this cable right above me. That is the gear shifting cable. All right, so this is that bracket I was finagling with. This is the drive line right here. So the bracket goes into these 2 holes up top. Oh, you're stuck on my hoodie. There we go. Just 2 10 mils. Helps if you tighten them. All right, so that's tight. And now I'll show you how to install those little other brackets. Meanwhile, you'll have a ton of stuff falling on your face when you do this. All right, thread that in. This top one's the hardest one. There we go. So just hand thread those. Sorry I keep bumping you guys, but it's nice and tight down here. Bend this out of the way. All right, so that's that. Nice and tight. And then there's one other bracket. It's the underside bracket, which I think I got the wrong one, but.
So I ended up just muting my audio for this part because I did end up getting the wrong bracket. So I ended up finding out later on that the transmission or the motor that they put in the car was actually from a 2000 DX, which I guess has a couple differences from the 2003, like this transmission bracket that I needed. So I ended up just chopping off that top piece that is stopping me from actually installing it. But for some reason, I finagled with this thing for way too long, but I ended up just chopping it off and I ended up getting it in.
All right, so now we are in the cab. You can see that cable that I pushed up inside's right here. And then on this cable, you see this little groove. It goes right here onto the shifting linkage. Just like that. Anyway, take our nut. I had the gear shifter at the junkyard taken out. I should have kept it, but I didn't think mine was broken. I might have to somehow figure out a way to keep it there. Let's loosen that up a little bit. Snap that in and hold it there. Just like that.
So now it is to the point that the center console's all put back together, and it is time to deep clean this interior. So here came the deep cleaning of the carpets, and they gave me one heck of a time. And you'll actually see I don't really get very many stains out, so I actually come back through and redo it, and it turns out way better because I get my brush and put it on my drill and really exfoliate the carpets to get all these stains out. All right, so this is the walk around of the Civic. I have to do a voiceover of it because I actually injured myself doing the exhaust system. The grinder jumped out of my hand and actually cut me. So I had to get some stitches done. That's why I didn't really have anything recorded for the exhaust system or the air intake. You can actually see in the reflection of the video my hand all bandaged up. But this is the Civic. It turned out really well. The paint is so clean, the underneath and the interior, it just turned out really good for a $2,700 car. It runs great. It has no codes. Here in Cleveland, Ohio, we have to pass e-check, and it will absolutely pass e-check with the new catalytic converter that I welded on. It's just missing the muffler. So I guess if you're around the area and you're interested, it's posted on Facebook, $2,700 or best offer. Um, and when I end up selling it, I will post a clip of the profit breakdown, probably in just like a little short. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is kind of what I do to make money on the side. So stay tuned for flip number two. I'm going to use the profits from that one and go into the next one.